admit.
Let's give everybody a chart while they're making their way in. Guys, welcome to the live trading session. Are they coming in here, guys?
Yes, they're holding.
Yes.
Why don't you start us off with the Rune chart there, though?
Okay, can you see this guy?
Yes, we can.
Cool, guys. While you're making your way in, we got snuck onto YouTube. I don't think we all knew about it, so we've been carrying on as if we just had the school students and we were doing our thing. So we weren't very formal in the whole process. So for those of you that are new, for those of you who are watching, welcome to live trading. This was originally for the students. We cover things like BTC breakdown. We look at the Dixie. We look at some macro stuff always up front. And then we go through a whole host of altcoins. I generally look at things 4-hour, daily time frame, that sort of thing. We look at key levels. We go through like charting ideas and my particular style. Then we've got Bruce quite often comes in with a banger Tomo trade. We've got Jackie loves BNB. Simon's our local wizard with the indicators. So yeah, hang around with us. Come in. We're here every day. And hopefully there's something for you. The chart you're looking at now is BTC on the 1 hour. We've broken a trend. I thought it was quite interesting. The markets just opened, the US markets opened about 40 minutes ago. We've broken a trend. We're retesting trend right now. Let's see if we're going to lose it. If it holds here, I think we're going to get some decent action with these altcoins. So yeah, let's get cracking. Who's here to talk BTC with me today?
I am
Anybody? Jay's in a meeting, eh? Okay, so guys, yeah, let's just zoom out again and just recap what's happened this weekend. Basically, Chop City. Jackie, did you do some trading this weekend?
Besides the Solana short, nothing else, eh?
Okay, so Bitcoin went like this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So long, short, long, short, long, short. Probably got rinsed a few times. I over traded this weekend a lot. I caught Rune, did well for me. I did well on one or two others, but then like in the last 24 hours, I just got washed out basically. Got stopped everywhere. I'm now trying to scalp, do sort of things. I lost a few places in the competition, but I'm still in the game. And right now, I'm looking for entries, making an assumption that we're going to get a potential move up, but it's going to be tied into this current BTC situation. So, bigger picture, let me pull up my chart that I was talking about the other day. For those of you that were here watching me and Jackie argue over the iron wall that I created here. I had so much conviction on this 27.5, and those of you that know the style and the things that I like, I love big moving averages. I love fibs on a high time frame. I love these horizontals, and they actually didn't hold for me. So we got a bit hammered there. But now we're looking at this major area here for BTC, this 24.8, and it's something I don't really want to lose. If we lose this level, I think we're in big trouble. Jackie, what are your thoughts there?
So that is a really important statement that you made there. So if we do lose that level, you can see us coming lower. I am seeing a triangle play out there right now on the 4 hour. So if you guys trade triangles quite a lot, I don't know about you guys, but my tendencies seeing triangles play out, they usually tend to break to the bottom side when market is coming down. And if market goes up, they usually break to the top side. So triangles just generally follow the trend when they do have a break. And given that we are below the 200 MA daily and weekly, right in the middle of that red candle on Dylan's screen right now, we are looking bearish in the current scenario.
Okay, so yeah, I think the overall picture is more downside, but I think at some point we need to get that relief rally. They're not going to let us. Well, last time I didn't think they were going to let us break this 27.5, but my assumption here is that they're not going to just take us down in a straight line.
No,
and we need some kind of move up. So I do have my eyes on this for a little visit. I'd like to see this a little visit there. How we get there is another situation, and that's why we're going to zoom in and we're going to look at that BTC 1 hour that I was showing you guys just now, because we want to see if that breaks up. I would love to see personally one more wick lower, one more move down here, I'd love to see something like that. Even just, you know, not
So
even
that's the
halfway,
current setup
just
that
something
I'm
just to
looking for.
test that. So yeah, look, we don't want it to become the most obvious trade in the room because then, you know, it doesn't really happen. But we do know in crypto, if we get a dump like that, we come up, false sense of security, we come back down, everyone starts getting super bearish again. And what happens? They send us back up when everyone's loading up their shorts on support. So, you know, that's a dream situation that we get this pull down, then we can load up on some longs. I do love this target again, though, guys. The 200 week, the 200 day, the fib.
Dylan,
Yeah, I'm assuming this time it's going to reject if we hit
yeah,
it.
Dylan,
Yes,
there's
Bruce.
another thing to consider. I mean, just looking at the chart, where do you and I and almost everybody out there have a bunch of limit orders, right? Everybody has their buy limits sitting around 25 and change, saying we're long from there, and that's the liquidity it needs to pump it back up to who knows where. But I suspect if it wicks down, we'll see a pretty hefty reaction like we did last time.
Yes, I think there'll be buyers. I think buyers are going to step in. You can see I've just clicked this Lux Algo order block. There is a daily order block there. Looks like a 27%. Let's see, there's one on the 8 hour down here, 30% on the 8 hour. So we know it's going to be a fight there anyway. So if we go down, we know there are going to be buyers there, and the market might front run it. People might front run that area. So look, there's a lot to watch. I see BTC now is putting pressure on this trend again. Let's take a look at the stock markets. It's putting the stock market weekly. Okay, so it actually opened green and now I see it reversing. So this is interesting. I'm pretty sure it gapped up earlier. Bruce, were you watching?
I was just turning on the markets. I'm sorry, say again. Yeah,
I actually thought that it gapped up, but maybe it didn't.
Well, I think it gapped down
No.
and now it's moving up, right? What do you want, the daily or the 1 hour? Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is now the 1 hour. So it gapped
right now
up. It looks like it's reversing.
Right now, the Nasdaq's 80 up 85. Everything's up a little bit for the day.
Okay, and you can see this candle is tying in very nicely to this current BTC candle. Look at this. So that S&P candle on the 1 hour.
Yeah, S&P's up 631. Yeah, everything's up a little.
Okay, so they seem to have matching candles right now. So you can see once again this correlation we're finding ourselves in once again with the stock market. We've got this 1 hour candle on the S&P coming down, and we've got the 1 hour candle on BTC coming down. So we're back to watching the markets. We didn't watch it for ages. We actually thought they'd gone their own way. But now when things turn sour and the macro situation changes, we find ourselves looking at that once again. Okay, so eyes on that for now. Let's just take a look at some of these altcoins.
Interesting play on dominance. Dominance is at support right now.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, so what have I got? I still can't believe this gap.
Level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is dominance, well spotted. So, you know, when something's on support, we normally look for a bounce, especially after a move like that.
Yeah.
So that could indicate.
Same with total one, which is my main indicator for overall health. Like how much money is in this market. And we took a pretty big hit before, but we're just sitting there right at $1 trillion, just hanging right now, right on trend line.
We can definitely see more fear coming into the market. I just had
a bounce in
skim over
dominance.
Yeah.
A bounce in dominance, guys. For those of you that don't know, we got money moving out of the altcoins, moving into BTC. Sometimes we have a BTC pump and a bounce in dominance, right? Sometimes we have BTC dropping and a bounce in dominance, and that absolutely destroys the altcoins. So ideally, we don't really want to see that type of situation play out. But like Jackie's pointed out, we've got dominance on support. So it would be a fair assumption to assume that dominance might start moving up. Okay, so here's some altcoins. that I'm going through now, a lot of these have been affected by that dump on Thursday. You'll see some of they had massive candles. It was just like some of the moves were insane, those pullbacks. So any leverage traders without stop losses or whatever probably got absolutely smashed here. Here's DYDX. I mean, look at the size of this candle, guys. You know, we dealt with this slightly on Thursday, but it was a 12% dump and then immediately pushed up probably about 15%. So with regards to DYDX, again, we're tying this into BTC holding these areas. And I'd say, you know, we don't want to see BTC go much lower than 25.6 based in this little channel that I'm looking at that I'll show you guys once again just now. But DYDX in this zone where BTC is right now, I don't think it's a bad shot for a potential move up. Ideally, you want to catch it lower down, around 1.9, a little bit deeper maybe. You can see I've got a 382 here. So I'm watching this area. If this area doesn't hold, you know, we're going to let this thing fall and try and pick it up down there. So again, we're going to tie this action into BTC and hopefully, you know, plan this correctly. Optimism, I put this on the show earlier today. It was showing quite a lot of strength relative to Bitcoin, and moving better than, say, Sol, BTC, and those ones. So it broke trend. I did put this on the Discord as well earlier, guys. For those of you that don't know, a lot of these charts you see here, I put on the Banter Discord every day. We update them. They're under sniper setups. So you can go log into there and you'll see these charts. So, you know, don't panic if you're not seeing the stuff, if I'm moving too fast. So optimism, 4 hour, we had a break of trend. This is the 50-day MA that I'm watching. Wait, is it the 50-day? Yes. Okay. That's the 50-day MA. Let's see where our fib is going to take us. We've now had a push higher. So I'm going to pull the fib higher. So previously I pulled the fib to that high. That was a resistance zone. We're now pulling it here. So assuming it reverses here, we want to see where that 382 is sitting. So right now I would watch this 50-day MA for now. And I would watch this area over here. And then you can see why I highlighted this as a rejection zone. It forked a little bit here today. And there's another one over there to keep your eyes on. Okay, so optimism, if you want to be long, let's see if it forms support in this region here or pull back first, guys. So, you know, the best one was probably that original pullback onto trend earlier today. Link's an interesting one. It's been really sitting in a super tight range. This is the Link 12 hour. So I've zoomed out for you and sitting quite precariously here on the 618, but holding this tight range. You can see why I like the support zone here. You can see we had a little double bottom there and a nice big move. So maybe we get something like this for Link and a push up. That's kind of what I'm looking for first prize. So, you know, if you want to like a semi low risk long with a 2.4% stop or even less, let Link pull back a little bit, catch it nice and deep, and potentially we can ride it up to the 618. If Link loses this area, 6.15 level, starts drifting down, that 786 I think is going to give us a strong reaction. It was a decent area here before, and you know, it's a visit of this wick, which I quite like as a second buy. So potential long from here. If that doesn't work, potential long down here at 5.56 for Link. Rune I showed today on the show, just this classic one of my setups. I just love these, the trend, the horizontal, the 618. Everyone knows how excited I get about this type of thing. I didn't long Rune. I think the Rune trade is over, guys. Bruce, Jackie, they had an announcement this weekend, faded out. I think they started selling after that announcement. So I'm not sure how much energy is left in Rune. So for me, I opted out of a potential bounce here. What do you guys think is going to happen here?
Well, chart-wise, it looks great, but if there's news that's going to kill that momentum, then I didn't hear that.
So they had their announcement this weekend. I'm not sure exactly. I don't follow the fundamentals that much, as you know, but they had their announcement this weekend, and I think there was just a bit of selling pressure after that.
Break of 160 is a short, guys.
Jay is here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
How are you, Jay?
That's right.
Okay, so Jay
Everyone,
loves the
that's
short.
right. So
So
if you break
here's our
160
160.
horizontal in trend, then you'd go short from there. But the question is
so
there
there-
potential for a bounce right here? Because it's at the 618.
Yeah, so it bounced this 618 this morning.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got out of it.
Just to
We
give
got
you
a
guys
5%
my
move.
insights there. The daily was in an order block. We seem to have begin this week clearing majority of that order block. We're now in a smaller block and
Yeah.
we are coming down. So momentum has stopped out on the momentum indicator as well. And momentum is quite high. So there is a real good short opportunity right now.
Yeah, so options for Rune. That's why I mean I didn't really want to opt in the long, but if you like a 618 play, it gave us a 5% bounce off that 618, like basically on the show, just pushing that 618. So there was a 5% bounce on that. There's a 382 up here, and then if it's super bearish, let's look at the 236. Yeah, it's banging on this 236 right now. Okay, so if you feel that the Rune trade is done and you feel that there's more downside to this, here's your 236. We've already stuck the head out once and now it's rejecting again. So for the bears out there, there's a potential short in this zone as a first entry. Watch out the 382 as well if it pumps higher. And then if we get that break down, we look for a move up into J zone 1.6. See, we lose 1.6, push up, retest. We retest this, okay, and then we send it down. So that's a nice one there. And then we got the 200-day down here.
Clarify, Dylan, just to clarify, you wouldn't go short yet. You'd wait for it to break below the 1.6 and then enter on the retest, right?
So look, what I would do, a push into a fib, and I know Jay's going to like this one too. A push into a 382 green candle. If something's looking bearish, I'm not against opting for a small entry just to get something going there, because otherwise we're waiting. We're waiting for that move down, then we're waiting for that push up, then we can go again. With regards to the safest entry, I would say it's probably this guy over here. So we let it lose these areas, let it push back, 618 horizontal trend. Then you've got your entry, maybe push a little bit higher, but I'd say safest bet, Jay, 1.6, that sort of level, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I know Jay doesn't shy away from a 382 short.
Yeah, it's always buy the rumor, sell the news. I agree there. But if Bitcoin decides now to move back up again and go retest the break to the downside, Rune could also carry on moving up again, you know. So,
but again, guys, yeah, it's you got to practice your risk management. You got to have your areas. So that's why I like as tight on these fibs as possible. And if they tie in with a horizontal, even better, obviously. So that was a decent one. The 382, it's okay. But just be careful. Rune's been an absolute beast. There's probably busloads of people trying to short it now. Too many people shorting can create a squeeze. So just be careful.
What I've noticed with Rune particularly, there's a lot of whale action, and you can clearly see that with the wicks to the upside. You know, they're liquidating the shorts all over the place.
This was brutal, eh? This thing.
That was very brutal.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the start of it. If you go right down to 120, I tried to short from there, and I got wicked out. So plenty of whales and Rune.
Yeah. No, this candle this weekend was crazy. It was 40%. They sent it up.
You do not want to be caught in a short with no stop loss in a week like that. You liquidate it.
While I was prepping for the show on I think it was Saturday morning, I saw a little 15-minute Rune break. I told you guys this thing, and this thing popped. I looked up and it was sitting at the top there. And I just said market sell, and then they just came and took everyone out on the way down. It was horrible to watch. They came and smashed everybody. I got very lucky then. Okay, injective, funny one. It's actually lost the level of support that I highlighted, which was this guy here. So it was the 382, and it was some horizontal support that I liked for injective. But it did give us a strong bounce in the second zone, which was the trend retest. Let's see where the 618 is here. A little bit lower. Okay, so it's a horizontal and trend retest so far for injective, but you can see it's rejecting a little bit here. So it's not a long yet here. It's a long maybe on a pullback down there again for a second bite, potentially. Otherwise, you kind of want to see it just claim this range and then push up. So just be careful here with injective, unless you're bearish. You know, it's resistance here. 382 and horizontal. Avax, we had a token unlock coming on Avax. So it's been very weak the last couple of days. Potentially people just exiting a little bit before the token unlock. Sheldon and Rune were saying this morning on the research call that, you know, obviously these things are often priced in by the time it unlocks and then these things pump. And you can see this weakness here on Avax could be a sign they're just flushing it out. And once the token unlock happens, well, what do we say? I mean, it's the news is done. So in the reverse, Jay, we buying the news, right? If it's a token unlocked, when they're selling it, we're selling into it.
So what's your thoughts around a token unlock? That indicates there's a possibility of a dump once the unlocks happen. Am I right?
Yeah. So this is, it's 2.2% of the AVAX supply. So I don't think it's serious, but I mean, it is substantial, but it's at the end of the day, it's 2%.
Sure.
But we might get an opportunity on AVAX down here. Might be nice. At 10. It's a nice round number. Matic, look at this rejection, guys. The 786 rejection. And now it's losing this level over here. Let's take a look. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, so that was a proper rejection there for Matic. I know there's a lot of guys shorting this thing. How would you play this, Jackie? What do you see here?
Okay, so what I'm seeing there is if you were to zoom out on this and disregard that wick on the first low, that could be seen as a double bottom. So we could just make it back up to the top of that range, potentially test that resistance again before making any major decisions. Seeing a lot of consolidation on some tokens right now.
Yeah, we've seen a hell of a lot. You must see the link one. Okay, so yeah, just to finish on Matic, I think if we do have more downside, I like this zone here for a little wick buy. But again, it's been very weak relative to some of the others. So I think there's actually better longs there. If we get some green on Matic, maybe you want to look for a short in these areas. You can see why we've got horizontal, we got the fib. So maybe any green in Matic, you can maybe look for another short there. If the market turns super bullish, these alts are going to break these levels. You're going to see it's all relative retest. This will be a lovely support zone if we break that. And that'll be nice to ride that one back up. So watch this level up here, 0.585.
I actually like what I'm seeing. Sorry, I just went back to my chart to revise. I haven't actually done anything on it, but we're in a channel coming down from the 13th of July, parallel channel.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. So guys, that Matic chart is sitting on Discord, a zoomed out version on the daily. So go check it out. Render, same story, 618. So I was talking about Render earlier today. We were laughing on Sunday. Whenever we get this golden cross, it's supposed to be like a bullish sign or bullish symbol, but we had the golden cross on Uni, we had the golden cross on Link, we had the golden cross on Sol, and within 2 or 3 days they all dumped. So we found that quite funny. But here's the death cross. The death cross is when the 50 days coming down over the 200 day, and we might have the opposite situation here on Render. We've got the death cross after it's been melting down. So possibility of a move. I'm looking at a potential move on Render to trend. Let's see what we got there. So to trend and horizontal, I think that would be I mean, it's not asking for too much. It's just asking for a little bearish bounce there. So let's assume we lose this and we just wick lower. So it could be a 20% move, 20% to trend and horizontal for render. Could be nice. So look out for that one. 618, for those of you that don't know, 618 in crypto is just a beautiful thing, especially on the higher time frame. We get great reactions off these areas, 618, 786, 382. So stay on the tokens that are 618 tying in with horizontals, even tying into some big moving averages. They're generally good areas. I'm going to show you Link, which is sitting in a similar one. Where's our Link? Okay, let's do Link here. Okay, let me just clean up some of this. So Link is sitting on a fib. You can see we had the golden cross on Link. We had the 50-day crossing over the 200-day, and then we had that dump, which is quite funny because it's supposed to be a bullish thing. Now Link is holding the 618 quite nicely. Did we cover this? Did I cover this, Jay?
No.
All right. I feel like I'm repeating myself here. I must have told someone else about this. I put it on the Discord thing. Link is tight on the 618, very tight range. Okay. I've got a zone of like invalidation of this at about 6. Looking for a move up to the 618. So it's literally a 618 to 618 play. This is tied into BTC now saying, okay, this is it for now. Short-term bounce, short-term push up, and then that should give us the push we want for Link. I still think the conditions are generally bearish, but if BTC wants to push up, these alts are going to push up a little bit with it. This would be the big target, the 618, but you'd probably want to start TPing, while we go higher, even at 6.6, anywhere just before this sort of level over there. So not a bad one. If you enter there, your risk is about 2.7%. So we're talking spot here, guys. We're talking very low leverage. If you get the opportunity to grab it a little bit deeper, then your stop's low. It's 1%, that sort of thing. If we lose that, your next opportunity, I'm sure I covered this, guys. Your next opportunity is 5.6. I must have covered this. Here's Solana. Solana 12-hour relative to, like, if you compare Solana with something like Optimism, the Sol BTC chart is a lot weaker. And we've seen that in the price action. We saw Optimism pushing up on USDT and Sol still looking a little bit tired. My preferred situation on Sol would be a loss of this 382, which is kind of hovering around, which is now 2130, push down to the 618. Second test, and then a push up. And I think this will give us a really nice short opportunity here, guys. Horizontal trend looks quite nice to me. And we got a 382 there. So maybe put an alarm here if you want to look for a short on Sol. Anywhere around 22, that sort of area. I'm putting an alarm here on my trading view. So if we get a push up, we can look for shorts. Maybe we get that push into the 618, a little nice fake out, and then they can send it down. So that's something fun to look for. Jackie, BNB, you're going to do this for us, eh?
I can run through the BNB chart.
Okay, so let me wrap up these guys. Okay, so BNB, yeah, it's just kind of hanging on there. Atom. Let's zoom in on Atom here. This could be an interesting one. It's lost this trend. Okay, so that looks quite bearish there. What's going on with Atom? Looks like the Matic chart. Okay, so if we get a move up from Atom, we're looking at rejection areas here at these two areas. I'd say the stronger one would be the 618 there. Okay, so that would be almost like a fake out into the into the old trend line. So eyes on that. Look for a rejection there. Anyone bullish on Atom? Anyone like Atom?
It's not one of my regulars.
Possible. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's I always seem to go to like more exciting ones, and I don't have much here on Atom. Okay, so there's a little bit of support here, a little bit there, maybe a deep pullback here. If you like Atom, you could maybe try something, but this is a support play. There's no fibs here, so this is a slightly risky maneuver. You could try that one. Otherwise, wait for a possible short opportunity. Jay, you like this little setup?
Yeah, absolutely.
Got the J stamp of approval. I like it. Okay, Cass, is this going to give us an opportunity? I mean, this thing it just keeps evading me. I tried it again this weekend. It moved up a little bit. I eventually cut it, and then it went. Let's see. What do we get out of this? It held the 382, 10% move. Now it's rejecting. So as far as support goes, here's this 382 that I pulled the other day. Okay. Now we got a new 382 because we got a new high. And we've got the old 618. So this isn't a bad area, but I'm very, very bad at trading casts. So would I look for a long here? Probably. I'd probably have a go down here. And then resistance, watch that area. So you might have a 10% move coming on cash. Nice tight stop. But there's a 618, there's a 382, there's old resistance here, which will be support. So something to watch if you like that. Guys, we must do this BLZ. Oh, wow. Okay. So
Yeah.
BLZ, DJ and David sent me BLZ the other day, and he said he's taking this long. And I didn't take it. And it's my favorite setup. It's the trend. It's the 618s. Look at these 618s. Look how nice it pulls back onto these 618s. I mean, this is like my dream. This is what I'm so passionate about. 618 pullbacks. And it was just a classic setup. His P&L on this thing is like 250% now. And he took it over here on the 618, literally off that 618. So now it's a potential short. I think it's done. I mean, I think it's too late now. This is the weekly. So you can see why it's rejecting there. Okay, so when you're looking on a chart and you're looking for areas, zoom out to like high time frame, and you want to look for high reaction zones, especially on these super bullish ones. Pull out the weekly. That's always a strong indicator. A weekly top or something like that is a good area to look at, especially if you get more than one touch. So this was just one touch here that you could see, but you can see it's rejecting nicely. So it might have been a nice short opportunity in that area. If it does carry on rejecting, I think just watch this trend for a pullback, and then we can try the 618 move again. So let's see where the next trade could be. Okay, so if BLZ likes the 618, it liked it once, liked it twice, liked it 3 times, maybe it will like it 4 times. Okay, so 11 to 0.113, that sort of area. Let's put an alarm here. Could be a nice one, could be a nice bounce play. And then backup plan on altcoins is often a 786. So that could be your next guy there. And Sheldon calls this the golden zone in between. So if you're trading spot or incredibly low leverage, you can ladder in your entry in this area if you think it's going to bounce and carry on with the trend. If you're super high leverage, obviously you got to play it differently. You got to have tighter stops or whatever. Otherwise, you're going to get absolutely rinsed. So be careful. Geez, I got so excited. I saw this green candle pumping, and then I saw this dominance. So that's not good. Okay. Cool. So that's everything in front of me. Jackie, shall we deal with this BNB, because I thought the level was 220. Now it's
Right.
what are we on now? Now it's 186 and 210. Okay, tell us what's going on with BNB, please, guys. Jackie loves BNB. Okay,
Okay.
so he's your safest bet with BNB. Let's see
I'm
what
just
Jackie
gonna
has
take
to
off your
say.
screen share here quickly. Okay, cool. Tell me if you can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're seeing right now is that we're testing these final sort of low areas for BNB right now in its last sort of support region. 220 was the strongest support level that we had, which was sort of this resistance or support that we had in this specific area. As you can see, we've gone past that now, and if you look at the current situation that we are in, we find ourselves tracking all the way down past 786 on this range's fib. So the range is from this current low at the 18th of June to the high of 2nd of November 2022. So that essentially forms the range that we're in, right? And if you understand ranges quite a bit, the fact that we're coming to the bottom of the range means one of two things. A, we're coming to test the exact bottom of the range or the order block that's at the lowest point of this range, which would most probably be in this circle, right? So now, given that we are in this area, two things can happen at the top or the bottom of the range. So A, we bounce the range or we break the range. If we break the range, we are coming down heavily. Reason being, let me just zoom out here and give you the bigger picture perspective. So if you look on the bigger picture, so the fib from the $35 level to the all-time high of $686, that lines up with a 786 on the highest range or price distance that we've got for BNB. So if it drops where we are now and we find support within this area on the circle, that would be possibly the next biggest trade that we would look for. And it all comes down to what happens within this level roundabout here. So what we need to look for in this given scenario, it's key that we understand what happens here. So if we come down and find support in this region and bounce, we could see strength for Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, BNB, given that this would then form a
CZ coin.
CZ coin. This would form a double bottom. So that will still be really bullish. But the key area that we need to remember here is that Binance is facing a lot of FUD right now. So we could be manipulated. And if we get manipulated in this specific bounce area, and we do drop that and make a candle close below, what's this? I'd say below the 786 level. There's no exact region here. That's just the last support level. So if we make a candle close below that, just be ready and keep yourself safe. Because below that, we don't have any major resistance levels if we look at the price action on February the 21st, so 2021. So those are the two scenarios we need to look for. But for now, what I'm expecting to happen is we're still coming down to make another leg down, and you're gonna see what I'm gonna see right now. So each time the RSI, not stochastic, the normal RSI, has dropped to those levels, we sort of dropped down, right? Each time we hung around the bottom of the RSI. And then as we climbed back up in strength, it wasn't really a significant climb in price. So the fact that we've dropped the RSI again and we're still on our way down tells me that we could see a potential play like we did back here on the 15th or the period from the 5th to the 13th of June. So if that plays out again, and we're seeing the exact same things build up in this way, volume was high in this area, RSI was low in the oversold region. We can see volume is starting to come in here, where we are now as well. RSI is dropping as well. You can see that at both these times as well. Stock has hit a low. So just look at all these things and make sure that you're prepped for it. So for the long-term holds, just start, DCAing out of BNB to manage your risk. If you're bullish and you think we're going to bounce here and you're ready to make the biggest play of your life, you can go all in at this point. But just remember, if you drop below 170, there is a lot of downside, and it's going to be accelerated because there's no major support.
Look, what is the trigger? I mean, what is the trigger to drop down there? Like something really bad goes down with Binance. They run out of money. They stop propping up their tokens. Something happens to CZ. I think that's the catalyst. Otherwise, they're going to defend the hell out of this thing. They're not going to let it lose these levels.
Look, if I was a whale, I would send this thing down right now. That's just the truth of it.
But he is the whale, right? He controls all of the stuff. Doesn't he burn it? And what's his story there?
I don't think CZ would be the person to send it down. But given that,
no, he wouldn't send it down. He's not going to let it happen.
This is a very sweet spot for any investor. If any investor had to see this, they would send it down straight. That's my 2 cents, and I'm sticking to it.
Look, I like this. I like this 180, 186, 185. Is that where you are? Eh? Yeah, 183. Yes. I like that. I like it a lot.
I mean, if you look at the weekly is coming down again, so we might see an interesting area of 786. That's the play to look for.
Imagine how many people are like talking about, oh, we got to short this thing. Imagine how many people are short BNB, really. Okay. Imagine the type of pump that this thing can give us if the conditions are right. So if you're shorting now and you're shorting at 184, you're a late shorter. You're not being that smart about it unless he's getting he's in the headlines everywhere and this thing's over. So just play it carefully. If you want to short the green candles. Don't short these thick red ones. Tom says he's short BNB since 274. Well, that's pretty good. That's pretty decent. Nice.
Yeah, we spoke about that level a few weeks ago.
Tom, well played. Well played. Okay, so guys, we spoke about last week. Bruce is the literal king of Tomo. He he plays with Tomo like it's like a toy. And I'm committing to you guys this week. We're going to have Bruce's Tomo setups at least 3 or 4 days a week. He's going to have a Tomo setup for us ready on Discord. So let's say by tomorrow or Wednesday, Bruce, you can find Bruce's Tomo setups in the Banter Discord under Sniper Setups. He's going to come in hot with some Tomo. Bruce, do you have a setup now for us or anything playing out?
Not a setup, but before we do that, can we take another look at BLZ for a second? Would you mind?
Sure. Do you want me to pull it up?
Can I bring it up? Because yeah, I did take that long. I sent you a thing last night about it. So I didn't just a perspective. I didn't get in on the entrance down here because I was out. But what I did is I waited for it to break the trend, come back and retest. And on the retest, I entered and picked up. I think it was a 26% move over there. But what I'm looking at, just as a thought, is the fact that it broke a horizontal level over there. And so, I think Sheldon calls it an SR flip, break and retest horizontal level. So I'm personally wondering whether it's gonna, and I don't know that it's gonna happen. And it's interesting, it's got such a bullish candle right now, but that'll come all the way back down to this what is now support level, possibly the 382, possibly this trend line.
Lovely.
And go bullish from there.
You can see that candle's turning green now. What is that? 15 minutes.
If I'm right, that I'm too damn late.
So, well, there's two things we can watch here. Actually, we can look for this double top now. We can look for a little push above that that last red candle. That might be number one, a second short opportunity, and number two, your support buyers playing out there.
Yeah. So if this happens and then that happens, double top, then come down to here. Then the question is it going to come back into this range here, or is it going to keep on going to reject there and go up? That's what I'm going to watch, is what it decides to do. On the Tomo, it's right at a decision point for me. So on the higher time frame, Tomo, for a while we were basically range trading inside this range right here, right, just up and down. It's pretty easy. It like BLZ, it broke through the top of what was resistance right here. It broke resistance, didn't make much headway, only came about halfway up before it's retesting again. I actually was trying all weekend, was actually trying to get along. I tried to, basically break. Hold on, let me get it. So I was trying that break retest. I tried to do along there. It started going really well, and then that thing happened. And when I saw that big rejection there, I got out in a small bit of profit. I tried it again there, and it went nowhere. So I realized that I was trying to push the boat instead of waiting. So right now, Tomo is at a decision point for me, and I do not have a setup yet. Option A is that it finds real support over here. And by the way, this is a, let's take it from, hang on. Come on. The 382 is there. Hang on. I did it from down lower, right there before. So it broke through the 382, no matter how you cut it. Yeah, I don't know how you cut it. It's below those
it's
levels.
A 50 burst.
Right? Yeah, I mean, you got to look and see below the levels. What I'm looking for is if it breaks below this wick. Hold on, let me zoom in so you can see it better. Right? So right now it's still holding support, but if it breaks below that wick right there, then I'm going to turn completely bearish with it. At which point I'll extend this. I'll come shorter. This is the setup I'm looking at. I'll extend this trend line. Right, if it breaks down, it'll probably do it pretty strongly, which is what it does. I'll then wait for it to come back up and retest there, which will be the trend line and that resistance level, and that'd be a great short to take. So that's the setup I'm looking for. It might take another day for that to happen if that's what it does.
Nice, Bruce. Okay, so guys, yeah, Banter Discord charts. I've added BLZ. We're gonna add Tomo from tomorrow. Bruce, I owe you those. I just got to sort that out for you. Cool. Okay, thanks. Jay, what are you trading right now?
So I went short on Sol. Sure, that was ready on Friday, I think. Let me have a look here. Yeah, Friday.
Okay, so are you parked in that?
Yeah, 22, just over 22, I went short. And I'm still short.
Okay, nice. So nothing else at the moment. Where's your exit for Sol?
Yeah, so what I've done today, I've just moved my stop loss down just above the 200 moving average on the daily. And if I get stopped out, this I get stopped out in profit.
Okay, nice. So for those of you, let me share. Do you have your chart? Do you want to show it, Jay?
No, I haven't. It's on another computer at the moment. I can move it over. But you got your Sol. You just showed Sol now.
Yeah, I can bring Sol out. Yeah, just to show you guys that 200-day MA. So that 200-day MA is directly above this 12-hour candle. So that's quite a nice stop area, Jay.
Yeah, it is.
Look at that. Okay, it's the 382 and the 200-day MA and the top of that candle. So decent resistance for now, I'd say, unless something miraculous happens here with BTC.
Yeah. And then if you go into the sort of 1 hour, I've just drawn another trend line, 1 hour. I've drawn a smaller trend line and just connecting those highs there, coming up from higher from
The low,
I've,
like that.
no, I've drawn it from Tuesday last week, connecting the highs of the 1 hour.
Oh, the highs. Okay, sorry. Excuse me.
Yeah,
So that would be okay.
Tuesday
Let me
last
get a
week,
clean
yeah.
chart here. Guys, just let me get a clean chart out. Sorry about that. Okay.
You can even do it on that one, yeah.
So there's Tuesday, the 15th. Okay, nice.
Yeah,
So that's a lot of resistance so far.
yeah.
You can see why there, guys. It's the 200-day, it's the trend. Let's see if we get a fib from one of these highs here. Okay, so you can see why it's interesting. Let's take it from that high. Okay. So resistance until proven otherwise. If it breaks that trend, this would make epic support. And yeah, if it pushes back up and you bearish, might be a nice another crack at that short there. Beth, are you trading anything? I saw you did really well on AR this weekend.
Yes, I did, and also H bar. I actually woke up this morning and jumped in a Blitz BLZ long. I did not stay in it long enough, and right now I'm just watching levels. But
Okay.
yeah, I did pretty well. I'm getting a little bit better, guys. Getting better. You'll see my chart
Nice,
soon.
Beth.
Promise.
Nice,
Thank you,
nice,
though.
nice. No, there was
And
a
great
good
job on
H
your
bar
show.
setup this weekend.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah. And great job on your show, by the way.
Thanks so much. It was quite stressful, doing the first one, but it was good. It went well. We had good guests. Okay, so H bar is on the 618. Looks like it's resistance here for H bar. Let's see if we get a decent pullback area. Let's look at. I saw somebody in the chats asking for H bar. So, okay, so if we take that low to that high, this low here to that high, we've got a 618, we've got a 200-day, and we do have some horizontals here. So that is quite a nice region for H bar. That's not bad. And you can see the reaction there on that 618. Okay, so watch that level as support. I don't think now is the entry. I think it's gone. Let's see. Yeah, it's 5% down to that 618. So if you get another bite at it, it might be worth a shot. Okay, let's pull some tokens out the chat, unless you guys are looking at something else as well. Let's see. Mike is saying, is disaster spot. Mike, Avax, Matic, what's next? ADA. I think we should look at ADA. Let's see what ADA is doing. Okay, so ADA is still not in our mega short zone that we've been talking about for a while. I think we've been talking about this since Thursday. This is the main short area, 0.28. Anything before that is slightly, well, it's less, not as strong. Okay, we have the 618, we got horizontal, we got trend. Okay, ADA is looking sad. If we get BTC weakness, I want to see a bounce in the 618, Mike. So there might be a long opportunity there. I mean, sorry, the 786. There might be a long opportunity there. You can see this candle here as well. So the 786 looks nice. Otherwise, look for a revisit of that wick if that doesn't hold. But that 786 is nice. And then you just play the trend. This will be resistance if it gets up there. You'll see there, horizontal resistance, and then just play the trend, TP there. You can see the 786 is quite strong. Yeah. Okay, it's nice. Bruce is a Tomo hawk, apparently. Guys, drop some more coins in here that you want us to look at. XRP. XRP.
I've actually got an XRP chart set up right now.
Okay, give it to us.
Cool. Give me a
And
sec.
while you're pulling that up, I just will let everybody know that the fear index, I look at the fear index every day
Mm.
and it has gone down. The oscillator for Bitcoin has dropped down to 38, just so everybody knows.
Okay, and when do we get a reverse, Beth? When does it? I mean, when does when does BTC reverse?
If
Is it
I
like
knew
when it's
that-
at 20?
If I knew that, I'd be a billionaire.
I mean, I don't think we're scared enough. We're only 30%
Nah.
scared. We must be more scared.
Exactly. I mean, when I see fear, I tend to do the opposite, but you know, to each their own.
Definitely.
Okay, Jackie, talk to us. What do we got here?
Cool. So we had a rising wedge build up over this weekend. We broke out of this wedge. When was this? This morning. This was around about 6 a.m. South African time, give or take. And it's been working its way down from there. If I go to the 1 hour, we can see that we've made a lower high on the 1 hour time frame. So that confirms that the momentum is starting to come down. We can see that the RSI has started to move below its MA line and the stock is about to top out. In terms of MA, I think we are under the MA as well. Let me just bring it up here quickly. So if we do the 200 day, okay, no, we're still above the 200 day. So naturally, I would like to see the pull down to the 200. And that would be the nice area that we would look for support. It also lines up with the 50 MA, so that would make this a happy move, or it will be at equilibrium then to the drop that happened on this wick at the 17th of August. That would then balance out this last sort of move, and we could then look for further trades at this point in time. But given that we are looking a little bit stronger here, if we do end up consolidating at this point, we could wait and see what's happening, but this is a lower high. So we could see a small bounce to make the third lower high before coming down with the trend of the market. And then ultimately testing the 200-day again somewhere further on. But right now, I think the 200-day in this scenario will be acting as support. And if I bring up 50 here quickly.
Jackie, you can draw another trend line connecting the tops from Tuesday there.
You are referring to this one, Jay?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just remove these old trends. So yeah, I quite like what I'm seeing then. So that lower high respects this trend as well. So we could see a continuation of the short. This was a short that I got into on one of my other accounts. So I'm watching it play out right now.
Okay, nice one. So we've got requests for VET. I actually forgot to show you guys VET. We've got requests for Lido. And if you see anything else there, guys, please just shout. Okay, let's pull up Lido quickly. No, I covered Lido, didn't I? Or did I cover it on the show?
Might have been on the show.
Okay, so guys, Lido is sitting in a support area now that has held previously quite a bit. So it's something to watch there, and here. So if you like Lido, I don't mind this area here, this 1.6. There's a little pullback zone. Might be quite nice there. Again, eyes on BTC. Where's BTC going to bounce? You know, I see we've lost a bit of trend on BTC. So BTC again, we're watching 25,800. We're watching 25,600 for now. Okay, so those are the areas. So as BTC pulls back, let's look for these areas for bounce. Otherwise, we back down here at this wick, but it's a hell of a long way down. So yeah, just let it play out there. Okay, VET. Simon actually told me, I'll show you guys VET. He was quite liking it on Lux Algo, I think. But if VET is looking like super bullish, it would mean that the rest of the market should also, or the rest of the normal sort of top 30s, the ones that don't act independently, should be looking for a move as well. So if we zoom in here and VET, let's first zoom out. Okay, so we've got a 618 rejection. Pushed into the 618, rejected. So that would have been your original sort of short area. Now we're looking for downside. We've got this trend to watch, and we've got the 786 down here as the next bounce area, guys. So that's a big one if we get downside. Now let's just zoom in at this channel.
Isn't that an inverted cup and handle?
So let's just zoom in at this channel. Hold on. Okay, so we got this situation forming here. Ooh, it's losing this guy. Okay. Got that. Okay, so he was saying, what was he saying earlier about VET? There was some bullish divergence here or something.
He was
Who was
saying
watching
on the
it, Jackie?
daily there was bullish divergence.
Okay, and he watches that oscillator on Lux Algo, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Okay, but the thing, I think the thing to take out of that conversation is that things are starting to look a little bit more like they're tired of dumping, and we might get a move higher. So it is something you keep your eyes on. I don't like the look of VET right here. It's lost this trend. So I think potential more downside until proven otherwise. If we do get downside, what do you want to look for? Look at that zone there. Look at this zone here. There. And then look at this 786. So those are areas to watch for me that I like on VET for now, for moves up. Okay. Okay, what else have we got here? Silver. That could be fun. Zilliqa for long term and short term. Anyone fundamentally like Zilliqa? Any comments on Zil?
No, don't really follow that token, eh?
Eagle says I need a secretary to help me take notes. Okay, so we got Lena requests. Let's look at Lena. Okay, 200-day rejection. And we coming for this wick. This is nice. This is quite nice. It's heading fast and furious down here. I think we could get a nice little move here. Okay, let's see where BTC ends up. Keep your eyes on the support. Got a little revisit here. This is 12-hour. Let's see where these order blocks are sitting. A little order block there. I quite like it down here if you get a chance. I think it's worth a shot. What are you guys seeing here? This is the 12-hour.
Which MA is that? Blue one?
200.
Okay, so just based on the fact that we had that nice little retest there of that short blue green candle to the 200, I quite like the momentum coming down to that support level.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's nice. Let's see what fibs we got there. See, I mean, it was written in the stars, wasn't it? The dump, straight at the 200-day and the 382. Look at that rejection, guys. Look at the power of these fibs with these MAs. Look at that. It's so perfect. Jeez, I love this. And these horizontals here. It was very likely that was going to reject. But look, on BTC, I got it wrong using the science, but seems to work well here. Okay, so a long, I'd love to try a long down here at 0.01. I like this. That looks fun if we get that. And then we've got a request for CFX. Is Lena one of the Chinese tokens? It might
It
be.
is a Chinese token, but it's also a decentralized DeFi token.
Okay, let's look at CFX. Oof, this is looking sad. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's lost support. Look at this. Lost support, pushed up, and it's rejected. Okay. And here's our next target. Wow. Okay, so if things go south here, 0.8. If you are bearish, I think this could be a great short opportunity here. It's retesting now.
Just zoom out there quickly for me, Zil. I just want to see like the full price action.
Sol's dumping, guys.
Okay, we might get our entries here.
Isn't that a 618 where the price is currently?
Could be. Let's see. Let's pull out the science. There's a 618 there, up there as
So
resistance.
786 then. Because what I'm seeing right now is that candle on the left side, that was a fair value gap and it just got filled with that wick. So it's happy to go up from here for a new higher low.
So, okay, I see what you're saying. So what I probably left this out here. We had this up here, the 618 and the horizontal. Okay, so that made sense as a push up, a rejection. Then we had a 786 floating here without any friends. It didn't have anything else backing it up. So it was kind of a lone ranger for me. It's probably why I left it up. Okay, but Jackie's 100% right. We've got a 786 sitting here. If we get a move lower, we could get a reaction there. How high is it going to take us? I can't tell you. Okay, but we do know that this is resistance. So this could be an opportunity if you're bearish on a push up. So let me just clean this a little bit for you guys.
So blockchain B says,
of
guys,
art here.
wake up, things are dumping. Look, we highlighted these things in the beginning of the week. Going back 2 weeks, Jason gave us a broad overview on where the markets are compared to where the market cycle is. So in the back of our minds, we know that the market is going to come down and we're heading into the depression phase of the market cycle. So with that in mind, we are biased towards shorts. We just know that market won't move straight down short in one run, right? You need to come up to go down. So we're just giving you all the options that we see on the charts right now and that are most likely to play out.
Dylan, just to
Yeah.
note that the stock market, the Dow just turned down 190 points, and Bitcoin is kind of following suit a little bit right now, kind of as you were
Okay,
talking about the
nice.
link. They're correlated right now.
Okay, so they're riding together here. Is there any new macro situation happening here, or is it the normal stuff we're dealing with, Bruce? Has any new news come out?
Nah, just kind of a crappy vibe in the market. People, even though much of the economy is pretty strong, people feeling just pessimistic. And when you're pessimistic and feeling kind of down, you don't put your money into risk assets.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so guys, I mean, still, this is how I'm playing BTC. I'm just watching these areas. There's an area there. Here's an area here. Here's an area here. So we just watch these levels and we play it accordingly. Let's see how deep BTC goes, because that's going to help us tie in where these alts are. So we just try and match them accordingly, okay? So what is this one? This is Link. So here's Link pushing down into this deep buy. If we lose this level and BTC goes down, we're looking at a bounce of 786. Rune's pushing back onto trend in 618. Okay, if we lose that, we're pushing up and we in for J short 1.6. Okay, injective coming back for that retest of trend and horizontal support. when we get to these areas, you need to make that call. Are you going long here? Are you sitting out? Are you waiting for a push up to be short? These are decisions you need to make. We're going to guide you with these areas that we have in front of us. Okay, here's Casper coming down. Again, we're looking for that 0.04 level. Ooh, here we go. Okay, Atoms coming down. Okay, we should get a test of these lower wicks now. Okay. Let's look at dominance. Dominance is pushing up. I want to pull up this order block on BTC. There was one sitting down here somewhere. I think it's actually been used up. We had an order block sitting here at this 25,800. So the next stop is 25,600 here, and then we've got this lower wick at 25,175.
You
And
can
have a
see it
look at the
working.
June, sorry, Dylan, June lows.
Yeah. And then June lows is this one, Jay, at
Yeah, 24,800. Yeah.
Okay, so 24,800, guys. That would be an epic, as David likes to call them, swing failure patterns. But basically, we come down, and as everyone gets bearish, we just push back up, and then it looks like we're going to touch that one. Yeah.
So Dylan, what I'm looking for that scenario, and the reason I'm looking for it because it would create a bullish divergence on the RSI. So RSI wouldn't confirm that drop currently versus last week, and that's create a bullish divergence.
Okay, so guys, we just need to play this out patiently. Sometimes the market gets like this, but again, that's why we plan and we work on these areas before. Okay, so now we know good areas. So we've gone through these alts. Sometimes you have to wait days for these entries. Look at that, Link's just pushing up there. Look at that reaction there on Rune. Okay, look at that 618 and trend push. So it's like a scalper's dream when you get these situations. I mean, look how that thing's moving. So if you were waiting there and you're a scalper, you get the double bottom. There's a 2.3% bounce on that pullback. Oh, check Avax. We might get our entry down here. Let's see where Avax can go if that doesn't hold. Okay, here's one here. This is the most obvious. This is the weekly chart. Okay, so these two areas look good. That looks very nice as a support area. So 9.4 could be a nice next area for Avax. And then we've got this area here. That could be an area. Okay, but anyone who was trading Avax, this might be the double bottom that we were talking about. And then it's quite easy when you get these dumps, you get that move and then you get that push up and then you have your marker for your stop. So if you want to be in a long, then you know we've hit that. We may bounce, we may not, but then you get your level and you get your stop loss. Okay, H bar's pulling back onto the 618. Could be almost time for something here. BNB, where was it just now, Jackie? This thing hardly moves. Right? It's 207 now.
We were at 210.
210. So what's that? 2%. Okay,
Yeah,
Render's still chilling. Okay, little bounces everywhere, but I'm not convinced. Let's see how we go. See DYDX 382. But long way to go still for BTC. That hardly moved there. Another 3% to that wick. And then to the June lows. %. What is that? About 10% on the alts, hey guys? 10% destruction.
You know, Dylan, we must be happy that we at least got some volatility for now.
Mm,
We've come from a period of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we were in the doldrums.
mm. Look, there might be this entry here for CAS, eh? 0.04 on its way. Let's check in on BLZ. Little flag. Something to watch. Want to play this flag? Maybe you get something here. Otherwise, you get that. Okay. BTC update. Oh, here's the order block. Magically appeared again. Okay. So it's holding this level here. So there's your mark. Okay.
Destiny Kid is asking, do you think the down is over? No, I think this is still the
The
beginning. Eh?
Yeah, it's tricky. Yeah, it's really tricky conditions because this does feel like no man's land. Kind of want it lower. Okay, guys. Jay, any comments here? What do we do from here? Hurry up and wait.
So what I'm
What is
looking
your
at is the
plan?
S&P 500. The reason why I'm looking at S&P 500 is because we've come down to the 20 moving average on the weekly. That was on Friday. And the S&P loves to double bottom. If you go back in history, you'll see the S&P loves to double bottom. And I'm perhaps looking for a double bottom on the S&P to Friday's low. And then hopefully we'll have a reaction to the upside from there.
Okay. So
yeah, perhaps
Jay's talking about this.
Yeah.
Okay. So that'll be nice. Okay. So Jay's looking for something along those lines.
If you go back in history there, you see a lot of double bottoms. So it really loves to come down again, retest and go up there.
Yeah, and it often respects the regular RSI really well, these type of things. It's also a nice gauge. We could get a reversal at some point here. So often when that RSI bottoms out, what we pick up is we see that RSI near the bottom.
Yeah.
And then you think it's there, and then they give you one more push. And then it's in. So let's see. This is very low here. This is at what, 33. It's pretty oversold. Last time was there. Okay, look at the last time the RSI was this low. We had this move up here. Okay, so BTC should follow that unless there's really like bad FUD. There was another low here. We had a little green move there, double bottom there, green move there. So yeah, you can go back. Just use that RSI. It's really nice for things like gold, oil, the S&P. Somebody did ask for silver while we're here. Let's look at the silver situation. I haven't looked at this in a while. Ooh, look at that. Straight into the 200-day. Death cross coming. What happens after a death cross? What do we think happens after a death cross?
We send it to zero.
So if the theory is right that after the golden cross these things dump, after a death cross, maybe it will pump.
Look, on the bright side, that does look like a head and shoulders playing out.
What, inverse, or you looking at this thing?
Yeah.
So that's resistance. 200 day, 382, 50 day. I mean, that's proper resistance there. That's support, 200 week. Nice. That's very nice. So maybe, yeah, maybe that could be cool. Look for your action there on silver. 23.4. Nice. Okay, BTC update. They're still playing games with us. Look at this. Okay, but now we do have this little mini range here that we can mark. But guys, they play games with us, but they also play fair in a way because they give us these fibs, they give us these 618s, they give us these 786, they give us these opportunities. Okay. Sometimes they play games. But as long as you know the game. Okay, so we're going to mark this now as a support zone for now. We're back to tracking the trend. And again, we see what happens here. Nice little fake out here. Can you imagine? Longs, wrecked. Okay. Watch this trend again. Maybe we get that. Look out for that. Okay, guys, I need to duck. Last words from me. Again, we've had bounces in these reaction zones now. Obviously now no guarantees, but the marker's there. They've come back. They've tested these areas. Injective tested. Rune tested. Nice bounce. Links just hung on, but hopefully you got that deep buy if you wanted. You would have got that tight stop we spoke about at the beginning when we started. You would have got that 1%er. Okay, optimism's done well. Strength versus BTC. Pay attention to the coins that are holding when BTC is doing really badly. Look at optimism. It's really quite strong here. 382 bounce, DYDX. We got that pullback. That was your opportunity. Maybe you got the bounce now. At least you in. If you got that 382 pullback, you'll have a tight stop. So that's also why you don't want to jump in trades prematurely. Sometimes when you least expect it, you actually get that move that you want into your area. Jeez, how's this candle on Atom? Okay, CAS is pulling into the zone. Guys, I'm a terrible CAS trader, okay? But what I can tell you is it's pulling into the zone. It pulled into the zone the other day and it worked. So just, play it safe. I'm terrible at CAS, but that's an area. GRT 786, look how it's held. It actually hasn't done much considering what's just happened. Okay, cool. Guys, anything you want to add here? Bruce, Jackie, Jay?
No. I mean, Tomo did break the trend line. It hasn't closed above it yet, but if it does close above it, I'm gonna do a kind of a 4% scalp long on it. But I'm waiting. Almost there.
Okay, and guys, by tomorrow, Tomo will be there.
Yeah.
And just again, like we see these comments here saying, BTC's dumping and whatever. Like, there's no need to panic. Like, panic's not going to help you anyway. So you get your levels, you get your areas, and you just, when it's dumping, that's the time you need to be calm, and you need to back the work that you've done. You've put in the effort to back those levels. You've marked it out. You've done your work. Okay. When it gets into that area, that's your opportunity. So yeah, just panicking is not going to help.
Sheldon?
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw Sheldon's USDT chart on the show. He had a bullish pennant, but anyway, USDT is broken to the upside out of the pennant.
The USDT dominance, eh?
Yeah. So
okay, I don't think this was his chart, but yeah, I do remember he had a nice chart. Let's see.
it was maybe in a smaller time frame. I would go to the 2 hour or something like that.
I want to pull up his actual one. Let's see if we have it. Yeah,
Okay,
this
sorry,
was
he's
it,
got a
huh?
bigger one. No, apologies. He's got a
Yeah.
bigger one. I've got a smaller one.
So
No,
he had, so he was watching this guy.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll put a smaller one up on the 1 hour and it's broken out of the 1 hour. Okay.
Okay, so watch this resistance here, 8.22. Watch that for now. But theoretically, it's still in a rejection zone,
Yeah.
in theory. Okay, there's our support there. Geez, how was this bounce on BTC? Okay, maybe that was it. Maybe that was our entries. Okay, guys, thank you. Hopefully you got something out of that. Yeah, just remember, I see somebody said, yeah, exercising patience. You got to be patient, guys. These opportunities come. You got to wait for them. Trust the areas. Even if you get 2 or 3%, you saw on Rune today, we've had 2 or 3% twice. Okay, riding a 618 off a horizontal and a trend. You can do this. You just need to be patient and wait for your areas. Okay, awesome. Everybody, thank you. That was great. Jay,
you.
Bruce,
Great
Jackie, everybody, see you.
Enjoy.
Cheers, bye-bye.
We'll catch
you
you all
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Bye.
Cool, guys. Don't be scared to DCA out of your tokens to minimize your risk. I've started doing that. Since we are going down, depression is a thing. Don't make yourself more depressed. Cool, everyone. Have a nice day.